Howdy folks, it's RJHelms here, back with episode 15 of Let's Play Capitalism Lab. We're still plugging away at the real estate mogul scenario, but we're doing pretty well. We have way back on top with a large and growing operating profit of our goal, back on top of the real estate sector, and we are a pace towards our sub-goals, which is pretty cool. The recession is long over, and we are doing very well for ourselves. I was thinking, now that I've got, $185 million in the bank, it might be a good time to start putting some more effort into buying up these competitors. It's not really something I necessarily expect to see happen to any huge extent. My R&D of detergent is complete. That means these guys are going to come up very soon as well. That is excellent. Because with this money, I can buy another 5% of both of those companies, which I think is a pretty worthwhile thing to do. Yep, there's that R&D coming through. And another thing I wanted to do, just because my own stake in my company is slowly eroding, one thing I haven't done, and might want to start doing, is actually paying myself a salary, just to make sure I've got some money in case this gets... I don't think it's too much of a risk, because you'd need, $500 million to unseat me, basically, but it might be nice to just, once again, have some insurance to avoid that happening. So I'm going to create a CEO's officer. I'm going to pay myself, just $10 million a year for now. That'll let me also acquire technology. So before we start, I'm just going to do another little tour, go back to firm 1, which is this detergent factory. And just do a tour of my firms. Put some training on there. Once again, I'm targeting 90% in these, in my real estate buildings occupancy for now. So if they're below that, I'm going to drop the prices a bit. That's really interesting. The backpacks, I was having a really hard time competing before, but it looks like I am well on track to be the dominant party here. So let's just tweak some prices here, bring those guys down. But this can go up, perhaps quite a bit. I'm going to put some training here. Here the bottleneck is the sales unit, so I might want to think about expanding my retail. Washing powder, I am maxed out. I'll raise the price a bit, but I might want to switch this to a warehouse. Actually, that seems like a very good choice. Here you're up above 90%, so I can bring the price back up slowly. Bring that price down, and that price down, and that price down. You can come down a little bit. You can come up a touch. You can come down a little bit. Looks like toilet cleaner also. I could switch to a warehouse chain. You can come up a bit. You can come up a bit. This is a factory, so it's at cost. You can come up a little bit. You can come up a little bit. It doesn't look like I need really training here to any great extent. I'll bring that price down just a little bit as well. Okay, backpacks should not be selling at a loss. I don't know why that price went up so much, but there we go. You can come up a bit. I don't want to bring you too much lower than that price. That's really low. Yes, you can certainly come because you're at 95% occupancy, 91%, or 92%. Okay, so yeah, here, tissues, washing powder, and toilet cleaner. Washing powder and toilet cleaner are actually both pinned at the purchasing unit, so I definitely do want to expand those. Oh, excellent. And there's the $2 million market cap sub-goal met, so that's great. Detergent is a bottleneck at the sales unit, as are tissues. So I'm not selling at a profit, sure. So the story that I'm being told here is that what I want to do is both... I don't know if I need the training budget quite so high here. Is both switch a bunch of these things to being using warehouses, and also double up my... not tissues, actually, and double up my supermarkets in every city. Almost done this tour here. That lumber mill's just fine. And once again, your price is way below. Someone must have increased the price of a supply on me. And so my price of my warehouse is going to actually have to come up to about $8. Okay, you guys can go away. Okay, so what are the ones that are pinned at the factory? I'm not so... I mean, detergent is, but I can deal with that by training, because my warehouse will handle that temporary shortfall. But washing powder and toilet cleaner both could stand to have new factories in a warehouse. So you will link to my washing powder factory. You're going to go on internal sale. I'm going to build a new large washing powder factory. Yeah, use my user to find one. Let's just make sure these links set up roughly equivalently. It seems to be having a hard time. Yeah, it shows the same suppliers. So once you take over, I'm going to set your price down to cost. One tick above cost. And go up to there, you will be washing powder warehouse. You will not be on internal sale, and I'm gonna jack this price up so high that the warehouse is the compelling one. And then I'm gonna go to one of my supermarkets. And switch this over to the warehouse. Do a batch switch. We should switch all of them. Perfect. Now I want to do the same thing with the toilet cleaner. Once again, make sure there's nothing. Oh, that's actually a shortage of plastic is my bottleneck here. There does seem to be a shortage rather worldwide. I'll try switching to this green guy, see if that goes any better for me. You still haven't shaken off your suppliers or your customers. Yeah, so I actually don't know if there's any point because I am well, it's not terribly bottlenecked, so I am gonna go to the other, build the other factory. This is the one I want. Yep, that's going fine. Interestingly enough, here it's showing as there being a huge surplus of demand. Okay, yes, it is here as well. But that's fine. Deal with that in a trace. For now, go for the warehouse, large warehouse. Use that same layout, and you're going to go to my company toilet cleaner. So the first one and the second one, you can go off internal sale. Name it so I know, toilet cleaner warehouse. And buy from the warehouse. Oh, sorry, no, I wanted to bulk switch that. Okay. I'll have to go to another one. And batch switch. That should switch only 4. And go back here and get that price in roughly the right range. And Now I can go to this one and set the price to something crazy to try to shake off the other clients. This warehouse looks like it needs some cleaning or some training. I'm not certain how much these guys are actually bottlenecked, but it's not nice. Okay, and we can leave that be for a moment. All these factories, with the exception of the detergent factories, are doing just fine. That warehouse, these warehouses need some training just to... Well, this one's actually short on input, so I'm not certain. I think... Yeah, this one needs training at the output unit. Yeah, I think what I do want is to go down the line of more supermarkets in every city. How are these department stores doing? Well, doing all right, I suppose, but... Yeah, I could do with more of those, but I think the supermarkets will be more lucrative. Let's try to find somewhere kind of good to build a new supermarket. I'm wondering if I can horn in on their little subdivisions. Doesn't quite look like it. That one's 39. That's somewhat compelling. 51, but it's right next to my existing one. And that 39 feels pretty good. So then detergent, toilet cleaner, washing powder, and then not from a warehouse is the tissues. I'm going to get these same prices for both of my retail stores. And we'll see how that works for me. I expect it'll take a little while for that to settle in, and I might have to tweak my prices. But that's all things we can do. So next city, there's my existing supermarket. Detergent and tissues are bottlenecked at the purchase, so it makes sense to expand to a new one. Sure, that feels good enough to me. detergent, toilet cleaner, washing powder, and finally, not from a warehouse, tissues. Match my prices. And wait for it to settle in. We'll come back and deal with that later. Okay, Melbourne, same idea. I think. Let's see if that's still worth doing. Yes, detergent is bottlenecked by... Yes, everything is bottlenecked by the capacity of my sales units in this city, so... the same logic applies. That seems like an appealing location. Warehouse, 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 and then tissues, not from the warehouse. And that's that setup. Auckland, okay. This seems like a very good place to set up a supermarket. Just as I suspected. Detergent from detergent warehouse. Tissues. Toilet cleaner from the toilet cleaner warehouse. And washing powder from the washing powder warehouse. Match the prices. Not just, oh, Athens, right, of course. One more city to do. Here's my supermarket here. So let's try to find a good location for this. I'm not so sure how much there is one. I recall Athens, like, that's a great location, but it's so close to my other one. That I'm not thrilled about it. That's great. The land's not available. $33. Not the same problem I had. Oh. 45, and it's far enough away that it's not nightmarish. Detergent. Tissues. Toilet cleaner and washing powder. Match prices. And let's see how that worked for us. Okay, so we are very close to meeting this goal. Very close to meeting this goal. We're doing great. Let's look at the stock exchange. I'm kind of interested in just putting a bit of money into shoring up my own shares in RJHelms Co. And we have quite enough money as a corporate entity to put anything in any of those companies. Let's do one more tour of all our firms and see how we are doing on that scope. Okay, so this detergent factory is doing just fine. I'm going to bring the training budget down and maybe the price up a tick to pay for that training budget. Yep, you're doing just fine. You can come down a notch. This is doing okay. Yeah, so I could actually get into building new department stores as well. This factory does not need to be being trained. Does it have clients? No. So you can come down to cost. %, so that's doing nicely. These prices can all come down. 89%, 89%, 83%. You don't need to be trained because you've also successfully shaken off those clients. So you can come down to cost. Yes, still plastic is hard to come by. But these units are still manufacturing, so it's not actually bottlenecking me. My utilization of these units is still at 100. It's these purchasing units that are underutilized. That's doing nicely. That's doing really nicely. Yeah, so I could definitely use some more retail units selling my sporting goods. Yeah, it can come up a little bit. So they're still selling them for less than I can make them. Keep tweaking these guys in. All of these units are having a positive return on investment, so there's nothing to be stressed out about. Yeah, I'll bring that price down even further. I don't like it, but that seems to be the order of business. Okay, and this supermarket, so I just want to see. No, I'll wait till I get to the next one. Let me just take to the other one. Yeah, so this price I'm going to raise just a touch. And this one as well. For tissues, the bottleneck is now purchasing. Keep moving along. So tissues, the bottleneck is purchasing. That's the only one, but all these prices can come up a bit. Oh, I went to my other unit there. Yeah, I want to be at 34. That's the one thing that's kind of annoying about this. I find it's very easy to do that. But I want to keep my prices matching at these two units. They're not competing with each other per se. Here, washing powder. As the price needs to come down. And tissues price needs to come down. Toilet cleaners price can come up. And move on. Detergent's price can come up. Oh, I switched to the other one again. Washing powder's price can come up. Once again, switch to the other one. This is tissue's price can come up. And toilet cleaner's price is fine. Okay, backpack's price can come down. Golf club's price actually can come up. I didn't expect that. Inline skates price comes down. I'm actually going to ditch this hair color. For my golf clubs, because that seems to be, for some reason, the strongest product that I have. I can pay myself a little bit more money, I think. Bring it up to 20 million. I'm going to bring my leather price down a touch just to be a bit more competitive. Yes, yeah, actually, that's the lowest price this can get. Okay, detergent factory. Yep, you have some training. I'm going to bring the price up one tick to cover that training cost like I did in the other one. My warehouse is doing just fine. Okay, so you can just be trained. It looks like I'm getting bottlenecked by my tissues, or my timber, so maybe I have to look at what's going on in my lumber mill. You are buying from me, yes. Alright, bring that price down. Bring that price down. Keep going with that. That one can come up a bit. That one come down. So here I'm going to actually build one more logging unit, some training budget in, and raise my price a bit. That place is doing fine. That's the warehouse. Never mind. Oh yeah. You can come down to there. That's okay. Now, you don't need training here. You could use a bit of training. And price boost to match. That's just fine. That's totally fine. Okay, and here we're at the other ones. Just want to see they're settling in. The prices are controlled from the other place, but they seem to be going just fine. Give this guy some training. Okay, we're back at the beginning. So that's pretty good. We've got, this was mostly just about holding the line, I think. Have plenty of capital piled up, so that's really nice to see. And we are doing very good as far as meeting that goal. We're still on top of the real estate sector, even though we didn't put any more capital into it. So one last thing I actually want to do is put a bit more money into Magnet Core, because it pays a dividend, it has a positive annual return, and I can buy 5% and still have plenty of money left over. So that's just the last thing I want to do this episode. And that should wrap this one up. I don't think it's too far off that we're actually going to meet this goal. Still have about a 70% ish increase required to our annual revenue, but we are on pace for that to keep growing. We'll hit this target on the way, which is a nice little bonus. So yeah, like I said at the end of the last episode, I really do think the next logical thing to do, now that this is getting settled pretty nicely, is look at expanding into a whole new sector. Possibly something that requires plastic, because it might be nice for me to have my own plastic factory and eliminate that bottleneck on the toilet cleaner manufacturer. But we'll do that in another episode. We'll have to look at what the market looks like and what that logical sector is, and maybe put some time into R&D rather than jumping straight into it. But that will be dependent on the market research that we do. So we'll get up to that in the next episode. Until then, this has been Capitalism Lab. I've been RJHelms. Thanks so much for watching. If you have any thoughts or feedback on this series or anything else that you'd like to see, as always, leave a comment and let me know. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more things like this, and I'll see you next time. Thanks so much.